to go. Fikowski. Couch Talk number 7, guys. Here with Coach Lyle, who's been coaching at Reebok CrossFit Well for a little while now. And we're going to start a class called Functional Movement Efficiency. We're going to talk about it, but first, Lyle, why do we need to master our functional movements?
Well, that's the basis of what we do here, right? So learning functional movements translates into life, and learning how to do them well is an essential, intricate part of it, right? So before implementing any time of reps or speed elements, you have to move well. Move well first, and then you can start moving fast.
Yeah.
Right. So that's always, I know, always a big part of what you've always been saying to people, to our members and stuff is, learn. We should always learn how to move.
Yeah.
The movement is essential before you can add speed and intensity.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And one of the mistakes that we do is we tend to not scale the movement properly, and we try to go as prescribed too quickly, and therefore we don't fix the small bits into, for example, squatting, lunging, core engagement.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. The core engagement, where people really don't have an understanding about what it really means to engage their core. They think it more is about has to do with it has to do with your breathing, but holding your breath and actually holding stuff in is actually the opposite of bracing your core. Right? You need to let oxygen flow to the muscles and stuff, and the blood flow. So I think teaching people that is a really big part of it. And as we've evolved here in the gym, and the members have kind of evolved, and getting different perspectives from different coaches and stuff, I think we've all kind of really instilled that part into them now, and they're really looking for that kind of
Improvement,
exactly.
Well, the core engagement is really like functional movement are core to extremity, right?
Exactly.
It starts from here. If that's not strong, then it's really hard to go to the extremities to perform the actual movement. So now we've been coaching for a while. We've been implementing all of that, like the technique work in every of our classes. You brought up that you wanted to bring this to the next level and help out members more in details.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
And that is the class that we want to offer, coached by Lyle. Functional Movement Efficiency. I like the name.
Exactly. Yeah,
right?
It's a pretty cool name. It bases it basically learning how to do not necessarily the movements over, but it's kind of taking a step back and saying, look, I know how to do a press, okay? But can I control the press? Is my shoulder stable in doing the press?
It's almost like a back to the basics.
Exactly. You start from the basics, you work your way up. Even myself, I've been doing it now for a little bit of time now, and I found it's really eye-opening for me. I thought I was at a certain level, but this has kind of brought me back and restarted it for me.
That's a good point, because you wanted to do that because you had an injury, right? And which a lot of people do. They have injuries, and the first reflex is to say, I'm not going to go to the gym anymore, or I'm just going to do my own thing, and they go back to isolated movements on machines. But you are the proof.
Yeah,
right?
Proof is in the pudding. I mean, that's why I started doing this training myself, so I can actually instill it into our members and teach them about what the functionality is with it, right? So. And
what was the injury?
I had 2 herniated discs in my back.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people have back issues and so on and so forth. So I kind of know and sensitive to their thought process of being a little bit hesitant to come into the gym and move still. But you need to move, because if you don't, it's just going to get worse. Actually,
Absolutely.
It's knowing how to play around with those movements, that you're not getting it, making it worse. You're actually getting the muscles around it stronger. Because that's at the end of the day what happens, right? A lot of the times is your muscles are not strong enough to hold your position, and you end up doing what they call a flexion and rotation. That's what happened to me in a deadlift. So not being able to control your pelvis when you're rising up from the deadlift is a key element, right? And not only deadlifting, but in all your movements, standing, squatting,
functional movements.
So
it's it's almost like working back to the basics. It's like an on-ramp plus type of class. So it's for people that have been here, or that are afraid a little bit to take it to the next level. It's not more intense. It's controlling more, or learn how to better the basics, right? That you have an injury or you don't.
Yeah.
That's the right class to go to.
Exactly. So if you just wanted to learn a little bit more on that type of the type of tempos where I'm going to be implementing a lot of tempos, types of rep schemes, controlled elements, where you're doing CrossFit is amazing. It does a lot for people, but not knowing how to control that, it won't help you, right? So learning how to control it and then going back into your class will do wonders for your practice. Because right now, for myself, I've found I'm a lot more. I can control my own intensity level now, instead of somebody trying to control it for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I have a different kind of mindset when approaching workouts, where I know my capacities and capabilities are now, and it kind of opens a whole new aspect and a whole new door to training, and getting a different kind of look at what you're doing now.
And you had this idea because you coach a lot of hours, right? You have mostly all the mornings, so you see a lot of our members. You see quite a bit of masters.
Yeah,
right?
Mostly masters, yeah.
And you had that idea because not only you had the injury and you did it, and you almost solved it, which is great, but because a lot of members approached you, and people are interested actually, so that's great.
They see me doing, my workout and stuff, and they ask how come you're doing that, and so that it brought a little bit of curiosity, so people want to kind of learn about that kind of aspect. It's not taking away from anything that you've done before. It's just adding on to it, right? So you're putting more tools into your basket, basically, of learning.
Yeah, so it's a back to the basic CrossFit class called.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and it's called Functional Movement Efficiency.
Okay,
so now, information about that class. You, when would you like to start? Where is it going to be? And how can we sign up?
Yeah, it's going to be here at the gym. It's going to be on beginning of October.
Great.
It's going to be a 8-week commitment.
Yeah, so there's like evolutions.
Exactly. It's going to be progressions every week for the class, and you're going to see how you've evolved in each of the weeks. And there's no real test period or anything like that. It's just you're going to find it once you start going back to your regular classes, the different elements, how it has changed your training itself. Yeah. Right, so I think it'll be a fun new thing for people. Well, not new. It's big stuff that you've already learned before, but kind of stripping it down and taking it a little bit more to the, like Mike said, like you said, on the basic level. Yeah. Right. So
it's going to be October.
Yeah, starting of October.
Right now, our time is around 10 a.m.
10 a.m. on Thursdays.
On Thursdays.
Yeah.
We'll evolve from there, right?
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with you?
They can email me at, I don't think my email works anymore.
Okay, so we need to check it out.
Yeah.
Lyle Quach. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. On Instagram and on Facebook Messenger. Could we say your phone number here? It's 438-884-8202. That's the number of the gym, guys. It's also my number. Gym, yeah. Just send me a text, call me. I'll hook you up with Lyle. He's going to take registration anytime, right, from now on. Let's see if you're interested. I think it's going to be a great thing. An 8-week program to fix you before the end of the year, right? And
we're going into the start of the Open, right?
That's it. That's it.
And it'll be fun.
Great.
Lots of fun.
So thank you, guys. Reach out, 438-884-8202, the phone number of the gym. Find Lyle Quach on Facebook and Instagram for information if you need. And we'll see you there in October.
Ciao.